Hey everyone, Johnny here and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I thought I would take you through my thought process of entering a trade, managing my position, and setting my targets to take profit. The trades I've recorded were purely for the purpose of making this video, and therefore I entered with very small share size, so the return was very little. Nevertheless, the idea behind them would be the same for larger share size, where your gains or losses would also be larger. This is the strategy I use day in and day out with little tweaks here and there, but this video will give you the gist of it. So I hope this video will be helpful for you. Please leave your comments or questions below, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Watching VLDR, the float is about 82 million shares. It has a merger news, not that strong in my opinion. Has a volume of almost 4 million shares so far. Price is trading over the 3 standard deviation mark. I'm looking for any weakness to go short here. Waiting for this 1 minute candle to close. Shorted 200 shares here at 13.35. I'll add more shares if it pops back up higher. My target will be few cents above this green line, leaving some room for the spread. I usually target the next standard deviation mark, which in this case is the green line. I would leave a few cents room depending on the spread. As you can see, the green line right now is at around $13 mark, and you can see my target is at 13.05. As price changes, these lines will also change, and I'll adjust my targets accordingly. Let me now explain the reasons behind my entry. These lines here that you see are standard deviation marks. The yellow line is 1 standard deviation, the green line is 2 standard deviation, and the red line is 3 standard deviation. When the price hits 1 standard deviation, it has a 68.2% probability of coming back down. If it hits the 2nd standard deviation mark, it has a 95.4% chance of coming back down. And if it hits the 3rd standard deviation mark, there is a 99.7% probability of the price retracing from there. The white line here is the mean, or also known as the fair price. You can Google standard deviation if you want to learn more about it. Also, there is plenty of YouTube videos on how to plot these lines on your thinkorswim platform. So when we entered the trade, price was at or above the 3 standard deviation mark. But that's not the only thing I'd look at. If you look at the volume on this 1 minute candle, it shows that sellers are in control, as this red volume bar is way bigger than any preceding green candles, or any candles in this case. So this tells us that the sellers are now in control. Now if you look at the RSI, there is divergence here. Price is making higher highs, but RSI is making lower highs. Also, the 1 minute candle that we were waiting for to finish ended up being a bearish pin bar at the top of the trend, which shows price rejection at that level. In addition to all that, I watched the level 2 and time and sale window to see who is stronger here, the buyers or the sellers. There is a little more to it, like if it's a super low float stock, like under 10 million shares, if it has a high short float percentage, let's say anything over 5 to 10%, or if the stock has a really strong news today. If any of them are true, I would either not go short on it or adjust my share size to reduce my risk. Also, I would look at higher time frames like 4-hour and the daily chart to see if the stock is trading near any of the standard deviation levels on those time frames, so we have a little more confirmation. So to summarize, here is the list of things I would check. If answers to all those questions indicate I should short it, I would, or else I would just move on and find something else to trade. I don't get into fundamental analysis as I'm not holding my positions overnight. Most of my trades just last a few minutes. I'll be adding some more shares in a bit, so I'll speed up the video up to that point. There will be another live trade after this one, and I'll have my end of day P&L posted at the end of this video. So stick around till the end. So as I mentioned before, I would add to any pop here. So here's the added 200 shares now. My average price is $13.37. I'll adjust my target. As you can see, the green line now is at $13.11. So target now is $13.20. I do end up changing it to $13.18 later. Here I've changed my target to $13.18. So here it just hit our target. So a realized profit of $78.42 before fees and commissions. Just shorted 50 shares of WKEY at $15.17. This is an example of a stock that doesn't fully satisfy my entry criteria, but it checks some boxes. So as I've mentioned before, I would either not trade it or go in with a very small share size. So I only shorted 50 shares, leaving some room to add if it spikes higher. Target will usually be at the next standard deviation level, which is at $14.74 at the moment. This doesn't end up giving me a chance to add more and build a bigger position, and here it hits my target, netting $21 for the trade. Here's my end of day P&L. Traded 7 stocks and the P&L is $1,544.72. before fees and commissions. Hope this video will add some value to your trading. Thank you so much for watching and happy trading.